back to my YouTube channel, Simply Eseeri. My name is Eseeri and I'm so excited to see you here. In today's video, we are continuing on the discussion of the journey that I'm currently on to purchasing my condo. I have here my friend Noel from Dream Maker Realty. If you have no idea who he is, be sure to check out my previous videos. They will also be linked in the description box below, where I introduce who Noel is and why is he here in this video. Some of the topics that we cover are the pros and cons to purchasing a condo, a little bit about financing, and I learn about what a mortgage broker is. In today's video, we are going to be exploring the tips to choosing a realtor. You want to make sure you find a realtor that is best suited for you when you are purchasing a condo. If you would like to learn more, be sure to stay tuned. So, Noel, as a first-time condo buyer or home buyer, can you share some tips to finding the right realtor for you, in my case, for me?
Absolutely. Most people end up going through referrals from friends, and that's a good place to start because these friends want to share their positive experiences that they've had. Now, although referrals are a good place to start, I still recommend interviewing at least 3 realtors.
Why would you recommend interviewing 3 realtors?
So you get a scope of range. It's just like buying a car. You're not going to buy the first car that you see. You're going to test drive a few cars. If you don't have access to referrals, you can do a simple Google search. In the search bar, what you would type is your location, for example, Toronto, and then real estate agent or real estate salesperson.
Okay, so typically on Google, what would happen would be the top hits. So you would see maybe like the first top 3 realtors.
Right.
Okay, and then once you see that, would you look at their ratings or would you go on their website, explore their website, maybe if they have social media, get a feel for them? And
yeah, absolutely, all of that. And then
okay.
the next step is to obviously call them and see
okay.
if they'll grant you an interview with them.
Okay,
yeah.
Sounds good. All right. When I find realtors to interview, what type of questions should I be asking in order to make sure that they're the right fit for me to finding my first property?
Okay, so I believe that there are 3 main areas that you should focus on when you're looking for a realtor.
Okay.
The first one is their market expertise. They should have a very specific market expertise in the neighborhoods that you're looking for. They should understand which properties sell well, which properties take a long time to sell.
Why should they know all these things in terms of, say, for example, which areas are being gentrified, which area has the highest value for land? Like, what will that benefit me?
Well, ultimately, this is an investment and you want the best value. So you want to work with somebody who knows the market well so that they can convey these things to you and you can optimize your value and optimize your return on your investment.
Okay, so basically I want somebody who's an expert that's on my side.
Yes.
Okay, great. So that's a great first question to ask when I'm interviewing a realtor, making sure that they have the knowledge, the market expertise for the area that I'll be interested in purchasing a condo. What is the second question that I should make sure to ask when interviewing for a realtor?
The second area that you should focus on is a general real estate knowledge. So the first one was very specific to neighborhoods and properties. The second thing that you should make sure that this realtor is aware of is just a general landscape of what's happening. So for example, they don't have to be a mortgage expert, but they should understand what's been happening with interest rates in the past year and perhaps what's going to happen with interest rates in the future. They don't have to be a law expert. However, they should understand what type of clauses you should and should not include in your offer presentation. Same with planning. Again, they don't have to be an expert in urban planning, but they should understand which areas of the city are going to be gentrified or generally what the city is doing. So for example, with condos in Toronto, you have this situation where there's a fight between the cities and some owners with regards to short-term rentals and Airbnbs. So they should have a general knowledge of the real estate landscape as a whole. They don't have to be experts in all of these little things, but just a general knowledge is fine.
Okay, and I've noticed that you mentioned the word gentrified
Yeah.
twice.
Yes.
Why is that so important to consider?
Well, that's important to consider because those are areas that you should consider purchasing property in. So you have these marginalized communities. For example, Regent Park is an example in Toronto. So you have low-income housing, you have public housing, in some instances unsafe. But what the city does with urban planners and developers, they get together and they figure out how we can gentrify this neighborhood. And by gentrifying, they mean how we can upgrade this neighborhood. Maybe we should knock down some buildings, bring in some new properties that will increase the value, add police stations, add security, that sort of thing. So it's, in general, those are areas that I recommend that people look into heavily.
Okay, thank you, Noel.
Okay.
What's the third characteristic I should look for when looking for a realtor?
The third characteristic that you should look for when you're looking for a realtor is their interpersonal skills. You're going to be spending a lot of time with these people, so they have to be a good communicator. In many instances, they're going to be communicating very complex real estate jargon to you. In addition to that, you have to make sure that they communicate well with others, because realtors don't operate in a vacuum. They will be speaking with real estate lawyers, they'll be speaking with mortgage brokers, they'll be speaking with banks, they'll be speaking with contractors. So you have to make sure that this person's communication skills are top notch. And then finally, you just have to be able to get along with the person, right? Perhaps have common interests, because when you're doing multiple showings in a day, you might be spending 5-6 hours with a person. So it helps to be working with somebody that you can connect with generally as a human being.
Which makes sense, because basically you want someone on your team that gets you, and vice versa.
Absolutely.
To make the journey as seamless as possible.
And as fun as possible.
And as fun. There you go. We've gotten a lot of great information from you, Noel, regarding purchasing a property here in Toronto, Ontario, or just purchasing a property in general and what that process could look like. As you guys know, and I've mentioned this numerous times, I am a first-time home buyer. So, Noel, if you could share with us your experience with working with first-time home buyers, that would be great. So we would have somewhat of an idea of what it's like on your end and what you've experienced from others.
Okay. On my end, the process of working with a first-time home buyer has generally been rewarding for both parties. So I say rewarding because unlike second-time buyers or seasoned investors, when you're working with a first-time home buyer, the goal of the realtor is to educate them. So the whole mantra, the whole theme is education. They might have a neighborhood that they're interested in, and it's my job to tell them or to educate them and let them know whether or not this neighborhood or this particular property is going to be a best fit for them.
Okay, so it's a lot, from my interpretation, not only research on my end,
yes,
but asking you the right questions to help me through this journey so I become knowledgeable of what to expect.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
And then the rewarding part for me is that I get to take a first-time home buyer through the process of purchasing a home, and ultimately I help them achieve their dream of becoming a homeowner.
Sounds pretty good. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Be sure to like this video, like this video, like this video, and be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any new videos, especially the ones pertaining to my journey to purchasing my condo for the first time. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care and see you soon. Bye.